The Team of the Decade Challenge. I am Rich Grisham. With me, joining me tonight, is my good friend, Head of Community for Out of the Park Developments, Mr. TJ Lowerman. TJ, how are you, sir?
I feel like I'm more a great friend, Rich, and I'm a little disappointed that you only called me good.
Well, my apologies. My apologies for that. You are a great friend, my friend. Did you have a Merry Christmas?
I did. I had a nice little Christmas. I hope you did as well, and I hope
Of
everybody in the
course.
chat is having a beautiful, happy holiday season.
Yes, very much so. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. I appreciate it. TJ, we have got a something interesting, something a little different tonight. We have the Team of the Decade Challenge. And I'll confess, I have prepared you very little for this. And I did that on purpose because I wanted you to be surprised and entertained as much as possible. I hope you're all right with that.
That's how you get the best reactions.
So, the Team of the Decade Challenge is by no means an official out of the park developments proclamation, right? When we do our simulations, we do, when we do our preseason predictions and our postseason predictions, we have a process defined. We have 1,000 simulations, that we run, and we use, like I said, a defined process. This is just me having some fun. So it's definitely fraught with all sorts of potential problems right off the bat, TJ.
Hey, man. Sometimes you just got to do it to do it.
Indeed.
Sometimes a thousand doesn't matter if you do it 1,000 times or one time. Some would call this a sample size of one,
That's right.
which is possibly a small sample size, but we're gonna do it, and we're gonna have some fun doing it.
This is a small sample size. So, what is the Team of the Decade Challenge? Well, what it is, it's basically we are taking the World Series winners from 2010 until 2019, and we are having basically a competition. But what I didn't want to do was just have 10 teams only, the 10 winners. I thought TJ would be a little more fun to perhaps throw a few more teams into the mix. And so, for no real reason other than I felt like it, we had four additional teams added to the challenge. So, first of all, who is in it? Well, let's talk about that. Who is in it? In descending order, just from when they won the World Series, are all the World Series winners from 2019 to 2010, which is the Nationals, the 2018 Red Sox, the 2017 Astros. Then you've got the Cubs, the Royals, and the Giants. The Giants are here multiple times.
I
The
literally forgot when I was pulling up the baseball reference pages before. I
Right.
literally forgot this decade started out with the triple even year wins for the Giants.
That's right. The Giants in 2014, 2012, and 2010, right? Along with the 13 Red Sox and the 11 Cardinals and the Giants. So those are the winners, the World Series winners. So obviously in any sort of competition they would get in. But there were four more, TJ, that we added just because I felt like four was a good number. I didn't want to go crazy and have it be like 8 or 12 or 16 or anything like that. But four, and then splitting them into a couple divisions, which you'll see in a minute. That was what I thought would work. So that's what I did. So to determine those four, I figured it shouldn't be up to me. It should be up to the out of the park baseball community. So we had a survey that we ran this past week where we put a bunch of different teams. There were some write-in opportunities as well, but basically anybody that had won 100 games or had taken the World Series to 7 games was automatically on the list. And then there were a couple more teams that got nominated. Um, and TJ, actually, we had a discussion about this. You did not nominate a Braves team to go onto that list, if I am correct.
No, man, if they don't win, they don't deserve to be in there, right?
Okay. Well,
That's the way I feel. We
okay.
came close a couple times. I
Yeah.
don't know if you saw. I think it was MLB or MLB Pipeline put out that the Braves had the what was it? The best prospect pipeline of the decade, which was great because the teams that were 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, and 10 all won World Series. Some multiple, I think. Now the Giants were on there, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, and 10 all had won the World Series. But don't worry, because the Braves, we had the best prospect pipeline of the decade, which is better than a World Series championship.
Well, that's debatable, but we'll forge ahead. So you did not put a Braves team on there. A Mets team did get on there. I put the 2015 Mets on the list. I did. It was a good team, and I felt okay putting them on them. And so, what were the four teams that got added? TJ, are you ready?
I'm excited to hear who this is because I think this pretty much just tells us who our fan base is. That's the
That's
way I
right.
see this as.
Right. So they are number one, the 2017 Indians. Now that was a team that was not the team that took the Cubs to 7 games, right? That was the year after, if I'm correct.
That sounds correct.
Okay.
Let me just double check.
So the 2017 Indians were one of the top vote getters.
Yeah, they lost to the Yankees
Yankees?
in the
Yeah.
ALDS.
Okay. So an interesting choice there.
It
Up
won
next
five
are the
games, so it was obviously a battle.
right. And again, that was the year after they took the Cubs to the brink. The 2011 Phillies. This was the
Good squad.
team that was really heavily loaded at the starting pitching position. This was
Yeah, and that's
this was
Holiday, Lee, Hamels, Oswald.
right, right.
Don't forget about my guy Vance Worley.
Those are the big four. Were those guys? So they got voted
I feel
on.
like every postseason team needs a Joe Blanton though. So
Yeah, exactly. Then you have the 2015 Mets. This is not rigged. This was by voting. 2015 Mets, a well thought of squad. So they're getting in there.
good
And
team.
then the
Just
and then the
couldn't close the door right there.
no, they couldn't. They threw everything they had at that Royals team.
Had to get Bartolo Colon into this tournament somehow.
And they did beat the Cubs the year before the Cubs won the World Series. And then the 2019 Twins, another to me a surprise. Obviously, or not obviously, perhaps some recency bias, but that was a really good team. Hit the most home runs ever.
I'd like to
Had a lot
thank
of good players.
I'd like to thank the followers of That Sports Gamer on Twitter. Obviously, I know I have a large following in Minnesota, and I appreciate that all these guys came out, voted for this team. Nelly Cruz belted 41 home runs, and Mitch Garver had 31. Solid team. Just came up a little short. Didn't have enough pitching to get all the way there.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at what's going to happen. So while we do that, I'm going to just switch monitors here for a moment. While we do that, TJ, did you know that the Out of the Park Baseball 20 is on sale for 75% off?
I
Right
had
now?
heard that $4.99 USD.
That's correct.
If you're interested,
That
I
is
highly
correct.
recommend it. If you're not interested, you know what? Go pick up a copy. It's $5.
Well, I can pretty much guarantee you that everybody on this stream. Well, I shouldn't say guarantee, but I'll bet that everybody on the stream is already a longtime purchaser and player of Out of the Park Baseball.
But you know who's not?
Who's that?
One friend that they all know that they've been trying to get to play Out of the Park Baseball.
That is a good
And
point.
for the price of one fancy coffee, you could gift them Out of the Park Baseball this holiday season.
That's right.
Just think about it. I think there's I don't know what day it is. I think there's 3 more days of Hanukkah. Seems like a great Hanukkah gift. I don't know when Kwanzaa is. Could be a great Kwanzaa gift. You going to a New Year's Eve party this year? Get the person that's throwing it a copy of Out of the Park Baseball.
Only $5. So thank you everybody for being a part of the community and also for just being here, and we appreciate that. Okay, so now let's get back to let's get to the situation on the field, shall we? That would be right here. So this is how I've set it up, TJ. This is the league. Okay. What I did there was no rhyme nor reason to this. In other words, they didn't crunch numbers. I didn't do seeding. We're just having fun here, right? So this is how I have 2 divisions of 7 teams each. That's how this is set up. So first of all, that was, I kind of just sprinkled in the various teams in different places. I didn't want all 3. I did have all 3 Giants teams in one of the divisions. I thought that would be interesting. But this is how I split them up. Now, also because again, I'm just having fun, and I am fully prepared for people to comment on it. Is there's a lot of playoff teams, so the this way, where there are 3 wild cards in each of the leagues. So the first place plays the last wild card, and then the two play each other in best of fives. So I thought this would be fun and interesting. It sort of leaves it still very wide open, no matter what is happening in the regular season. If somebody runs away with it, um, I was thinking about having the first round, the division winner get a bye, and having like just a couple of wild cards battle each other for the right to play the winner. But ultimately, I just said, nah. And this is, by the way, not how I would set up a true baseball league, right? If I were sort of organizing, I would have less playoff teams rather than more. But again, for what we're trying to accomplish here, this is what I did. TJ, I have not told you this until right now. Your thoughts? You like it or you dislike it?
I like it.
Good.
I like it a lot.
Good.
I would have given those guys buys. You didn't give the first guys buys, though. I might have done that, right?
The only problem, a bye, anything more than like a 1 or 2 day bye can wreak havoc on you in baseball. Yeah. Like in football, you want that first or second seed, you want the bye, right? You want that, but in baseball, I feel like if you're off for like more than 3 or 4 days, it's not good for the pitching rhythms, the hitting rhythms. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'm
all right with it.
Okay, good. So that's the situation. If you're wondering how I set this up, the short answer is I started with a real world league from 2019, which gave me the ability to have this year's Nationals and this year's Twins. And then I went into the league setup, and there's an ability for you to dramatically change the divisions and the leagues, and you can remove teams and add teams, and you can add historical teams. So there's all sorts of interesting stuff there that you're able to do. So that's how I did that. It was a little interesting because when you set up historical leagues or custom leagues, you have every team except the current year's teams. So if you want to get the current year's teams, you gotta be a little bit more creative, but it's all in there for you to do in the game, and that's exactly what I did. So TJ, who do you think is gonna ultimately? Well, who do you think is gonna do well, and who do you think is gonna struggle? I guess is my question.
Well, I have a pre-question before that. Let me ask you a question, Rich. Did you really set this up, or did you make Matt set it up for you?
No, I completely set this up. Set this up. This was.
Just wanted to verify.
Once I sort of understood the process to get there. The 2019 teams were the thing, were the challenge or the issue, right? If you want 2019 teams, you have to start with a 2019 season and then work your way backwards, which again the game allows you to do, and I can go through that process a little later too. But no, this was all me, TJ. I mean, I got to get in there. I got to be able to do this stuff, right? I can't always rely on the kindness of strangers,
I'm going to pretend to believe you on this one.
Hey, I'm happy to walk you through it. And by the way, don't think it didn't take me writing it all down how to do it, right? You have to go into a new standard game. You got to put the commissioner mode on because that's what I'm trying to do here, right? I'm not trying to run the team. I'm just trying to run the league. Then you go into the MLB league settings. You edit the league structure. That's how I got rid of a lot of the divisions and removed all but 2 of the teams. Then I set all the teams to not allow AI changes, right? Because I don't want these teams making trades during the season. So that's a setting I had to go in there and do that. And then in the options, I set up the custom playoffs. So yeah, that's exactly how I did it. And it was not difficult. As long as you know where to go, or you can find where to go, that's what it is. And I was able to figure out where to go, right?
I have a question. There was one thing I missed. They're 7-game series?
In the second and third round. The initial round, the first round is 5-game series.
That's going to make my decision a little tougher.
Oh,
I
really?
think the teams I'm going to take that I believe will do well are going to be the teams with the big rotations. Stuff like the 2011 Phillies, the 2016 Cubs. Anybody with like 3 or 4 great starters, I feel like those are going to be the teams that are going to have the best chance.
Mm-hmm.
Though something like the 2015 Royals that has a pretty crazy bullpen, you know,
They
could
could do
come on.
very well.
Yeah,
They could
that's
do very
the
well.
one thing that's scaring me is that maybe you know what, this might be the time for those 2015 Mets to shine.
It could
You might
be.
get lucky here, Rich.
It could be. I mean, that was a good team. That was a good team. You had DeGrom, you had Syndergaard, you had Matt Harvey, you had uh, Familia at the height of his strength. That's a good team. That's a good team. So that's sort of the setup. Any other questions or anything like that? Oh, by the way, when you do a custom league, you have to regenerate the schedule. So, you know, the schedule, there is a full 162 game schedule. You know, you can look at it from the sort of the individual teams, right? So if I sort of take a look at the schedule from the Mets perspective, right? So it's a full 162 to get to that playoffs too. Right. And if we were doing this through our process, you know, we would do the 1,000 simulations through the simulation module with the various settings, and it would be a very different setup, and we probably would have maybe even not allowed a team like the 2015 Mets to even get in here. Right. We would have probably had to have some sort of statistical analysis. But that's not what we're doing tonight. We're just having some fun. All right. Anything else you wanted to ask about or mention or predict before we sort of see what happens in the first? What should we do? Simulate the first week, second week, 2 weeks, first month? What do you think we do?
First, I think we should answer the question: are injuries on?
You know, I didn't adjust injuries, so let's take a look. What do you say? Let's take a look.
Do it up.
So that will be in the league settings. I did not adjust them. So I believe now I do have it where there are no AI roster changes.
Okay.
But I don't think injuries are off. I think injuries are on. And I don't know where that is. Should I turn them off?
Yeah, why not?
Where is that? Got to be in rules, probably. Oh, no. Yeah.
Rich, these are things that I put on the hotkey so that I remember where they are all the time.
I'm sure we're being told in the chat where they are.
Global settings.
Global settings?
I don't know. Just a good guess. Feels like a good guess.
Yep. Yes. So let's see here.
Oh, up top.
What's that?
Yeah, click on global settings on top.
On top, yeah.
Is it not there?
I don't see it.
These are the things I always. How about league settings?
Right. It's not an online league. It's not an AI setting.
Could be an AI setting.
Huh. Well, I can tell you whatever the default is what the injuries are. Man.
Wait, go back.
AI go settings. Back. What's that? AI settings?
No. Players and face turn.
Enable injuries. There it is. So injuries are enabled. There it is. And Fabic was telling us. You want to turn them off?
I mean, that's
really?
What the people want it. I mean, it's up to the people. Do we also want an actual prediction of who I think is going to win this whole thing?
Yeah, I do. I totally want a prediction of who's going to win this thing.
It's tough. I'm going to say, oh man, this team didn't have one guy that hit 300. Maybe I don't like this idea. And nobody got 400 bases.
I knew people in the chat, like when Fabic, Max Fire, you guys are both, or Dishnet, you guys are on it.
Man, I
Max
was gonna
Fire
say the
wants it
20
off. Sebastis is fine either way. Dishnet wants them
I
off.
was really. I was gonna say the 2016 Cubs, but
Well, I'm going to tell you. I'll tell you who I think is going to win. I think it's the 2019 Nationals. I think Out of the Park Baseball loves the Nationals. I mean, we predicted them to win the World Series on MLB Network at the start of the season, and we had them making the World Series in the postseason as a wild card. This game loves that team, so that's what I'm predicting.
and we use the end of the season rosters. So like the Astros have Verlander or no?
I did not do the live start.
No, I mean for like 2017.
I don't know which setting I used. We'll find out in a moment. Because I'll show you where I did that. By the way, I turned the injuries off. So I'll go ahead and save that. So injuries are now officially off.
Give me the 2016 Cubs. I'm taking them. I'm risking it for the business.
You got the Cubs. I got the Nationals. And let's see here. So let me go to the league settings here real quick. So I'm going to show you where I edit the league structure right here. And when I added a team, I clicked on this, and then you pick the database. And then you enter the year. So, say 2015, refresh it. And then you have each of the teams. Now, I didn't see an option here for end of the season or start of the season. You get that in the tournaments. I know that.
Yeah, they might only be in historical tournaments.
Right. So whatever they're brought in. What's that?
It's a little wrinkle. It's a little wrinkle, and that's why I'm going to stick with my 2016.
Yeah, well, let's see. Does the Mets team have Cespedes? They do. The Mets have Cespedes on the team. They also have Kirk Neuenhuis, who I accidentally clicked on. So Cespedes is on the team.
While you're doing it, check the Astros.
Okay.
See if they have Verlander. Because I think they traded for him.
Now, they don't have Conforto on the 25-man, but they do have Cespedes. And you wanted me to check who?
Check the
team?
Astros. The Astros should have Verlander, possibly.
The 2017 Astros.
He was was he through the waiver wire?
Yeah, they have Verlander on this team.
Okay. Also, M. Fabic wants to know what the player fatigue is set at.
I don't know.
Come on, Rich.
Well, I didn't say we're not going to find out. I just said I don't know.
You don't remember from 2 minutes ago when we were going through those menus?
Now, where is the fatigue setting? Is that players and face gen as well?
I think so.
Position player fatigue is average. To me, that's a standard setting, default setting.
Yeah.
And I think that's fine. Unless recommend high if injuries are off. Okay, that's an interesting
He just doesn't want people playing.
Nuance. What's that?
He just wants to keep the stats from getting out of control.
Okay. That makes sense.
Just so everybody's not playing 162.
Okay. All right. I can do that.
Rich,
I have no problem with that. What's that?
Do it. Let's go. Get me to June.
Get you to June? Because remember, I don't even know if I said this. We are playing through the plan is to play through the regular season tonight and then the playoffs tomorrow. That's the plan.
Alrighty. I mean, that works for me.
We could that just because it's a plan doesn't mean that will go actually that whole way. All right, so now we've got disagreements on whether to keep to put the player position fatigue at high or average. Max Fire's at average, Dishnet's at high. There's all sorts of stuff going on here. Disabling suspension, enabling. I don't even know what suspension
enable trades. Let's get crazy, Rich.
No way. No, not doing it. All right, suspensions are off. Player fatigue is high. I don't know what's happening
anymore. Suspensions off, suspenders on. Why don't baseball players have suspenders? Those pants don't stay up very well. That's why they got to wear belts.
All right, what are we gonna do here? Let's go ahead and where do you want to simulate to? It's April 1st. It's the start of the regular season.
Give me a hot May 15th.
May 15th. May 15th.
May
All
15th.
right.
Obviously, 135th day of the year, 136 in leap years.
All right. Now, I do not think that I do not want to be doing this in real time.
Rich, did you know that in 1862, May 15th, Abraham Lincoln signed a bill into law creating the U.S. Bureau of Agriculture? You may know it now as the Department of Agriculture. Great question from the chat. Are we using the DH?
It's a great question. Let's answer that question, shall we? As we accidentally, or not accidentally, as we got through all of the first day, are we using a DH? That's a good question. I should know the answer to that. That's got to be in the league structure, right? No, not the league structure. In the
Rich, I'm just going to keep reading off some May 15th information for you while you look that up. In 1911, this is very important to me and Rich. Standard Oil Co. of New Jersey versus the United States. The U.S. Supreme Court declared that Standard Oil was an unreasonable monopoly. Now, Rich, you may think I just picked May 15th out of thin air and was just like, oh, let's just pick a day. No, Rich, obviously, as baseball fans, we all know why May 15th is a very important day. Please, you can tell me if you would like to, or I can just fill you in. I know you know, but if you want me to tell the people, that's up to you.
Oh, you can tell them. Absolutely.
Obviously, 1941, a young man named Joe DiMaggio started a little thing. You may know it as a 56-game hit streak.
Okay, so I've got the designator hitter rule turned on in the American League and not in the National League, which is interesting because one of the divisions came from the American League and one from the National League. So right now, TJ, I've got intra-league play on. The DH turned on randomly in one of the divisions, and the DH turned off randomly in one of the other divisions. How ridiculous is that?
Rich, this sounds like the kind of madness I like to see. Let's do it.
And that's because, I started off with the 2019 season and then chopped off most of the divisions and most of the teams.
Hey, man,
so for no reason whatsoever, the Red Sox, Phillies, Twins, and all three Giants teams will have a DH, as well as the Cubs. Yet the Indians, Astros, Royals, Red Sox, Mets, Nationals, and Cardinals will not have a DH.
Interesting.
I have no idea what that means.
Madness is what it means, and I like it.
Are we going to roll with that, or am I going to turn? Am I going to change?
No, we're rolling with it.
We're rolling with it.
We are rolling with it. Also, May 15th.
I did say at the start that this was wildly unofficial, right? I mean, that was clear from the beginning.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get.
That's why we're doing it. We're getting crazy.
All right. I want to play until May 15th. Here we go.
I mentioned it was George Brett's birthday. Also, John Smoltz's birthday. Also, Josh Beckett's birthday. Also, not on the 2019 Twins, Justin Morneau's birthday. Also, not on the 2019 Twins, Brian Dozier's birthday. Just saying, Rich. May 15th, kind of a big day.
May 15th is quite a day.
Also, not on... Oh, that's a lie. On the 2017 Indians, a young man named Michael Brantley was born on May 15th.
Okay.
See, people think this is just crazy. Think we're just making up stuff as we go. But no. Baseball's everywhere in the world. It's around us. It's in us. It's kind of like the Force.
The Cleveland Indians from 2017, TJ, are playing baseball at a 756 clip without a designated hitter.
Hey, man. They finished the regular season that year 102 and 60. Maybe they can do it again here.
So
Good.
the
They
Nationals
had a
doing
good
well.
bullpen, too.
Nationals doing well.
I should have put my fake money on the 2017 Indians. Look at this rotation. Look at this bullpen.
Very interesting.
I messed up. This was my mistake.
The Mets, so there's a distinct cutoff, right? You got the 17 Indians, the 19 Nationals, and the 17 Astros, and then it falls off.
Rich, it's only May. It's only
true.
May.
So it's true. But that's quite a stark difference. Whereas over in the American League, in air quotes, you've got a much closer bunching of the teams. What's going on in the...
But again, we're saying top four make the playoffs, right?
Correct.
First ones get first
Yep.
team gets in, then the next three are wild cards, right?
That's correct.
So right now, these four teams better start getting their act together.
Excuse me.
All still close.
Shane Victorino hitting .418.
The flying Hawaiian himself, love to see it.
Juan Soto with 11 home runs. Edwin Encarnacion, 34 RBI, leading the league. Very interesting. Who's hot pitching? Let's take a look. Roy Halladay, 1.4 ERA. Matt Cain with 7 wins. And Sean Doolittle
Rich, I
with
just learned
11
something
saves.
amazing.
What's that?
Shane Victorino and his family were on an episode of Tanked. I don't know if you've seen this show.
I have not.
It's on some channel. This isn't
I
getting the
have
answer
not.
quick enough. They build aquariums for people. A lot of athletes. I did not know there was a flying Hawaiian Shane Victorino episode.
Okay.
They built him a baseball cap tank. And I'm going to Google that now and assume that it is amazing as I believe it is.
All right. Anything else we should look at before we move along?
No, let's just keep going.
All right. Let's go to
Roy Halladay, 0.4 walks per 9. Amazing.
Let's go to June 30th. What do you say?
Bartolo Colon also killing it. June 30th, you say, huh?
Yep.
Obviously, Rich didn't want to go with my birthday, June 5th. Guys, if you want to send presents, hit me up in the DMs. I'll give you the address.
June 30th. You ready for that, TJ?
Oh, I'm ready.
All right.
Obviously, Rich, as a gentleman of your age, you know that is Ron Swoboda's birthday.
I'm not sure what my age has to do with that, sir.
Also, Bud Black's birthday, Tony Fernandez,
Okay.
Iron Mike Tyson, obviously.
Tony Fernandez.
Mark Grudzielanek and Chan Ho Park. Come on, guys.
Tony Fernandez was a fantastic baseball player.
Ryan Cook, sadly not on any of these teams.
Wow, look at the Nationals and the Astros with a really tight race. And the Indians. Wow, Indians, Astros, Nationals are really, really tight over there in the National League. Whereas the 2010 Giants, well, as soon as I say it, they lose 2.5 games in the lead, and now they're only a half game up on the Phillies. So it's June 30th, TJ. Over in the
Rich, I don't know if you see that.
What's
Evan
that?
Gattis right now is tearing up the league.
I did not see that.
17 dingers. I love to see it. Tommy LaStella, pride of New Jersey, up there in the AL batting leaders. He went to my rival high school.
All right, there you go.
Just a few years younger than me. Went to Coastal Carolina University, which is also where my sister went to college.
My sister-in-law went there.
Small world baseball place.
I have visited that campus. It's a fun place. All right, so the 2010 Giants lead the 2011 Phillies by just a half game. Your 2016 Cubs, who are getting the benefit of the DH, are 5 games back.
They got big bats.
And then the 2018 Red Sox are 6 back. Only one game over 500.
Hey, you just got to be in it to win it.
Over in
Just get
the
to playoffs.
in the National League, you've got the 2017 Astros, a game and a half up on the 2019 Nationals, and 2 up on the Indians, and then way under 500, the 2015 Royals. The Mets, TJ, are in last place.
Hey, man.
In last place.
I want to know how Bartolo Colon's doing, because I bet he is doing phenomenal.
All right, let's take a look. He is 4-5 with a 4.1 ERA. I mean, for a team that's in last place, that's actually pretty good, right? I mean, look at Syndergaard, 2-9, 4.15. DeGrom 6-9. Matt Harvey 4-8. Steven Matz the only one at 500 at 5-5. Familia with a 5.09 ERA. TJ, come on, that's not good. That's not getting it done.
I just want to let you know, Shane Victorino's aquarium is kind of cool.
Oh, you found it?
Yeah.
Wow, look at that run differential. The Nationals with 113 run differential. And the Mets actually with only negative 68, relatively speaking, not the worst. Second worst. The 2013 Red Sox, without a DH, are just getting shellacked. It's completely unfair to this team. Completely unfair to this team.
Who was there? They still have David Ortiz then? Is that
probably? It would have to be, right? Ortiz was still on that team. Yeah. Yeah, he's got 14 home runs. So, yeah, they have no DH. Oh, I killed him. I didn't mean to. I have nothing against the Red Sox. You got Ortiz over at first base. What's his defensive rating? Is a 40, so that's got to be hurting him. That's got to be hurting him. 285, 14, and 46, though. He's it's only June 30th. He's definitely hitting.
Shane Victorino. No joke out there, though.
357. 357.
Oh, how's my guy Jared Saltalamacchia doing? Might have to check the bench for that one.
Let's see here. All right. Where see? Yep, I got him. So we're
not controlling that team.
He is hitting 257, 4 homers, 19 RBI.
I'll take it off the bench
right
all day.
Yeah, exactly.
Koji Uehara doing his thing.
All right, let's see here. Let's go back to the standings here.
The good news is Saltalamacchia is quite rested, so don't need to worry about that.
All right, so there's a theme here. So the theme is that one really good team is going to be facing a team well under 500 in the National League, and then the other two. Again, it's a three-man race, but there's 4 spots over in the National League, and there's definitely a fall off. So it looks like, barring a pretty significant comeback, the Twins and 2 of the 3 Giants teams are going to have a hard time.
I'm perplexed by the Giants right now.
And it's
I don't know
again,
what the Giants are doing. How
it's
can they
weird.
Be so good and bad?
It's weird because there's 3 Giants teams all using the DH, which is not how they ever play.
And
that's weird.
I mean, that's the worst Bumgarner, right? Because he's a young rookie.
Which one?
In that one?
Well, Bumgarner's 8-5 with a 1.95 ERA for the 2010 Giants. So he is crushing it right now.
Who is Jonathan Sanchez doing?
Their DH is Jesus Guzman, who's hitting 231 with 4 homers and 22 RBIs.
Hey, man.
Oof.
Could be worse. Could be Travis Ishikawa.
It's true.
Oh, Pat the Bat? How's he doing?
Pat Burrell, 241, 9-24.
I'll take it.
Indeed.
All right. With a 1.95 ERA.
Yeah, he's killing it. He's doing great. How are the Royals? Let's see. The Royals are, they're fighting for that last wild card. But they've got that bullpen, man. Davis, Holland, Herrera, Madsen, Chamberlain, Those are some good arms in there. Cueto, Vargas, Ventura, Volquez, and Duffy. I remember that team. And they do not have the DH. And somebody mentioned that was going to hurt them, and they're right about that. I think this is what you wanted me to hit on, Max Fire. I believe this is the screen.
Dave's doing good. Madsen's doing real good.
Yeah.
Salvador Perez.
So they got a shot. They need to put the Cardinals behind them further in the rearview mirror. All right, where should we go next? What date?
August 12th.
August 12th.
Obviously a big day in baseball history.
Obviously.
We all know this. Oh,
all right.
Wow. Hey, Rich, wow.
What?
I'm sorry. My bad. Let's not go to August 12th.
Why?
Because we all remember that in 1994, August 12th was the day that the Major League Baseball players decided to go on strike.
Wow.
So, pick another day.
You like subconsciously have that weighing on you.
It's just in there. Also, Christy Mathewson's birthday.
By the way,
Bobby Boole. Great, perfect team pickup.
By the way, I'm reading
I don't know who that is.
Reading a great baseball book right now called 1918, The War of the Plague in the World Series. It's unbelievably great.
Interesting.
I cannot recommend it enough.
I thought you were going to say 1974, the year Matt Clement was born.
No, that is definitely not what I was going for. All right,
Jonathan
more
Coachman's
separation here. Wow, look, the Royals and the Cardinals. It's battling each other for that fourth wild card. The Mets leapfrogging the Red Sox somehow. Astros, Indians, dead heat. Look at the Phillies surging to the top. Wow, the Phillies have absolutely blown by the Giants.
Oh, Rich.
They are
August
up by
12th.
10. Up by 10. Wow.
Rich, August 12th, 1981, a little bit before my time. The IBM personal computer was released. Without that, we're not here playing out of the park baseball on a computer right now.
That's an excellent
Just
point.
saying.
There's no doubt about that. TJ, look at what has happened here. The 2011 Phillies have completely overtaken the American League. Your Cubs are there, though. They are 3 games below 500, but they got that fourth wild card spot.
I'm interested. Who's DHing for the Phillies? I'm wondering if they moved Ryan Howard to DH and got someone else batting.
It looks like Ryan Howard is DHing. Good call. And they got
They still have Jason Worth on that team?
Hunter Pence and Wright, Mayberry. Yeah, Hunter. I don't see Worth on there. I don't see him here. It doesn't mean he's not on the team. He might be. He might be on the bench.
I mean, I might be off on my Jason Worth years. He may have already gone to the. Yes, he went to the Nationals the year before.
Okay, there you go. Cliff Lee, Roy Halladay, Cole Hamels, Roy Oswalt, Joe Blanton. Lee 13-5, Halladay 16-3 with a 1.55. Wow,
Brian
that's
Schneider.
impressive. That is very impressive.
A rich
Antonio Bastardo 4-4 with a 3.03 ERA. Brad Lidge picking up 5 runs in middle relief.
Yeah.
That's a good team.
Jose Contreras.
Brandon
Hal
Moss,
Kendrick.
20 home runs. What else is going on over there in the American League? So the Giants settling in easily at that number 2 spot. Looks like they will. Well, they'll take on either the Red Sox or your Cubs. Your Cubs are only a game and a half back. They could move from that 4 to that 3 pretty easily. And they are in a plus run differential situation, plus 29. And look at the look at the Indians, Nationals, and Astros. The run differential just killing the Cardinals and the Red Sox. Man. Royals are still holding on to that wild card spot. Wade Davis, 20 saves. Johnny Cueto, 12 wins. Eric Hosmer, 13 homers, 301 batting average, 64 RBIs. Jarrett Dyson, I wonder how many stolen bases he has. 54 stolen bases for Jarrett Dyson.
Rich, I am just out here hitting days like it's genius. I was just look at this, Rich. I'm going to ask you to stream to go to September 23rd next, so we get a little bit of time for the playoffs.
Okay. All right.
And you know, Rich, I'm just pulling these numbers out of nowhere, right? We're just throwing things out here.
It's
September
madness.
23rd.
It's already declared madness.
September 23rd, 1845, the New York Knickerbockers Baseball Club, the first baseball team to play under the modern rules, is founded. I don't make this stuff up, Rich.
I don't think
just
you
in
would.
my brain.
I don't think you would make that up. I think you're right.
It's also Pete Harnish's birthday. Do you remember when Pete Harnish was supposed to be real good?
I do. I absolutely do.
It was also Matt Kemp's birthday. Do you remember when Matt Kemp was supposed to be real good?
I do.
Rich, it's also Jabba Chamberlain's birthday. Do you remember when Jabba Chamberlain was supposed to be really good?
He was really good. He was really good.
Looking great.
He was really good. All right. So are we ready to go to September 24th? Where is Mike Moustakas?
Where's Mike Moustakas?
Where is Mike Moustakas?
On the Phillies. No, Brewers, my bad.
I don't. Oh, there he is. He's right there. He's played in 65 games. He's hit 2 home runs and driven in 60 yards. Oh, man.
Is this a...
This is a non-DH division, so that's why he doesn't play. Yeah, that kills him. That absolutely kills him. Max Fire is losing his mind that Mike Moustakas is on the bench.
Cuthbert's playing good, though. He's hitting 300. I think he's got a number of home runs, 7 of them. 338 on base.
I don't know.
I mean, I would say right now, Chester Cuthbert, the best player on this team currently. So,
yeah, he's certainly playing well. There's no doubt about that. He's even
Morales.
Yeah.
Because I think Morales was the DH on that team. So. Oh my God, Alexis Rios! Do you remember him?
I do. That was a fun video game team. So I remember this team. You know, not this team. It was really the year before I played with Moore, if I'm remembering correctly, which I may or may not be. Oh, the Mets, 47-71, TJ. 47-71, a 398.
You know what?
7.5 back of a wild card. 7.5. It's August 12th.
Rich, as a Mets fan,
yes,
you know the Mets are real good on paper. But when it comes time to do the thing, the Mets are about a 7.5 game back kind of team.
Yeah. All right, September 24th, that's what we're doing? Is that what's happening?
Sure, why not?
Do we want to check out any league leaders real quick before we do that, just to see what's shaking? Let's do that. Who's got the most home runs? JD Martinez, 31 home runs. Jose Altuve hitting 390. Bang the trash cans. Jose Ramirez with 87 RBIs. I'm sorry?
Jose Altuve is pretty good. That was a good Jose Ramirez year that you got there, too. So
Jose Altuve is amazing. And on the pitching side, what do we got? Matt Cain with 16 wins. Halladay, 1.55 ERA. That's impressive. Sergio Romo, 28 saves. All right. September 24th, right?
Sure.
Let me get to the standing screen here. September 24, 2019.
Is a 2.97 ERA plus good? I'm going to assume that's good.
I'm going to say yes.
Especially when it's 113 points higher than second place. So morale is pretty good.
All right, looks like the 2017 Indians are pulling away. Well, I shouldn't say pulling away. I guess now they're down to 2 games. And now it's even. Wow, look at that. It is September 24th, TJ. And
The
the
day that will live in
Nationals,
infamy, as they
the
say.
Nationals, the Indians, and the Astros have all clinched a playoff spot. That's interesting. All of them over 610 winning percentage. So I was saying the Indians were cementing it. That's not true whatsoever. They are in the playoffs, but they are still. Oh, now they're 2.5 games up. What day?
Rich, as a longtime Mets fan, do you know who was born on September 24th?
I'm going to say Tom Seaver.
So close. So close. The second most famous Met, Hubie Brooks.
I love Hubie Brooks.
Third most famous Met also, Bernard Gilkey.
I have no affinity for Bernard Gilkey that I do for Hubie Brooks. I love Hubie Brooks. I have nothing against Bernard Gilkey.
Rich, obviously we all remember Bernard Gilkey.
He's not really known as a Met. He's
most famously,
Cardinal, right?
Most famously known as a Met, Rich. Obviously, we all saw the great film Men in Black, where as the alien ships come in, Bernard Gilkey takes a pop fly to the head because he's looking at the looking at the spaceship.
Yes, I am, Leo. Leo asked, by the way, if I am doing points matching. Yes, I am. I absolutely am. Thank you for asking. If anybody buys Perfect Points on sale right now during this stream, we'll match it. All you have to do is message me. Thank you for mentioning that, Leo. Much appreciated. All right, so here we are, TJ. Tuesday, September 24, 2019.
Wait, did you say September 24th?
I did.
Kevin Millar's birthday.
So here's the situation.
What are the odds?
How many games are left? I want to see how many games are left because we got a couple of situations here. We have a couple of situations here.
What do you got, like 6 games left, 8 games left?
Yeah, that's what I want to look at here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, 6 or 7 games left. And we have a situation. And the situation is this. Your Cubs, who you have wagered $175,000 real world dollars on, are only 1 game ahead of the 2012 Giants, who might sneak in there.
I believe
In fact, the Cubs looks like they actually only got back to this position because the Giants have lost 4 in a row. So those are the only 2 teams on that side still alive or pending, because the Phillies have locked up the division. The Giants, the 2010 Giants and the 2018 Red Sox will battle each other, and that's going to be a great series. And then it's going to be either the Cubs or another Giants team. Interesting. Meanwhile, the 2017. So right now, TJ, as it stands in the team of the decade, it's not a simulation. In the team of the decade challenge, the 2 division leading teams, neither of them won the World Series.
Interesting. And also both playing with different rules.
Both playing with different rules.
Interesting. Very interesting.
So, yeah, 6 games left. The Mets are out. They cannot possibly catch the 2011 Cardinals. The Royals have lost 5 in a row. Look at that. The Royals had lost 5 in a row. The Royals were in position. They have lost 5 in a row. The Cardinals have won 3 in a row. And all of a sudden, they find themselves 2.5 games back. No, 3.5 games back.
This is very interesting.
What's that?
This is
okay.
This is a nail biter right here.
Yep. Meanwhile, the Nationals and the Astros will battle each other in what will also be an outstanding series because, as you know, TJ, Out of the Park Baseball really likes both of those teams. Really likes both of those teams. All right. Check a couple of leaderboards real quick. Let's take a look at that. 380. Jose Altuve. My goodness.
That's pretty good.
Only 34 home runs though, leading the league. Excuse me, 115 RBIs. So not any big time numbers there. Interesting. Will anyone get to 20 wins? That's the question. Yes, Matt Cain is already there, and you got Halladay, Bauer, Scherzer. So I don't think probably there's one more start. So Halladay looks like the only other guy who could get to 20. And Romo with 37 saves.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Yep. And Halladay looks like he will finish with a sub-2 ERA.
Whew. He is pretty good.
He is pretty good. And a 6.6 WAR for Chris Sale. All right, shall we finish the regular season? Or should we go a couple more days? Let's go.
Just out of curiosity, what is the last day of the regular season?
The last day of the regular season, let's take a look here, would appear to be September 30th. Right?
Interesting. I mean, you're the one.
So you want to go to, let's finish Thursday. Let's go to the 27th. What do you say? Heading into the last 4 games of the year.
I like the 30th because.
You want to go to the 30th? All the way to the last day?
I'm just saying, in 1927, September 30th, Babe Ruth hit his 60th home run. Just saying. But we can go to the 27th. That works for me.
And then we'll go to the 30th. How about that? Thank you for saying that, Harry. Appreciate that very much. And thank you for being here. All right. We're going to the 30th. If you want to go to the 30th, I'll go to the 30th, TJ.
I mean, I like the idea of the 27th, just to see what happens in that last.
Okay. Well, let's do that then. Let's go to the 27th. What's going to happen?
Because, Rich, we all know September 27th, Mike Schmidt's birthday. And we got the Phillies battling it out. It just makes sense.
Wow. Cubs, Giants, 1 game separates the two, and they're both well under 500. Meanwhile, the 2011 Phillies have just continued to win, winning 7 in a row, and the Giants 6 in a row. These teams don't stop losing. Looks like the Indians, how many games are left? 3. So the Indians have not yet clinched the division. And the Cardinals are 2.5 up on the Royals. Max Fire, the Royals are still there. We have got quite a battle going on because a number of our chat folks are Cardinals fans, and obviously Max Fire is the Royals fan. So there's a little bit of controversy, not controversy, just a little bit of competition going on there. And look at those records, 453 and 437. My goodness. Whose idea was it to include a 4th? I mean, look, looking at this now with this number of teams, if I were more discerning, TJ, you would have had the 2nd and the 3rd place team battle each other in like a 1-game, wild card, and then a best of 7 in the other side. Instead, now you've got these teams that are coming in way under 500 that could potentially ruin it for the teams that put in the work and over 100 wins. Whose idea was this? Huh?
I don't know, Rich. I think it was yours, actually.
Oh, that's right. It was my idea.
Rich, you could say that September 27th is a big day in baseball, couldn't you?
You could.
Because, as you know, it's also John Roush's birthday. At 6 feet 11 inches, he was the tallest player in Major League history. Just so you know.
Did not know that. I did not know that.
He pitched for your New York Mets in 2012.
All right, I'm going to play one more day. I'm going to go till the 28th. See what happens. All right, that's it. Cardinals do it. Cardinals do it. It will be Cardinals the Cardinals come in 30 games behind the Indians, and we'll get to play them. Meanwhile, the Cubs are up by 2. It looks like your Cubs are going to get a chance to do it, TJ.
I love it. That's why I picked them.
All right.
What are we on, September 28th?
We are on the 28th. We're going to move up to the 29th.
Why we got to go so fast? Ted Williams got 4.6 batting average on September 28th. 1941. Come on, guys.
What did he go? Did he go 2 for 5? 3 for 5?
Rich, you're asking a lot more questions than the day of the year Wikipedia page has. Also, hold on. The Nats are in the playoffs?
Yes.
Little known fact. September 24th, 1984. Not only the same year I was born, is also the same day that Ryan Zimmerman was born.
Ryan
On that
Zimmerman, the original draft pick made good with the Nationals this year.
They got to give him like a thing. He needs
An
like a real big
ambassador?
statue or something.
An emeritus, something, right?
Just put like a statue at first base for him, or third base.
And look, he performed in the playoffs too. He delivered big time, big time. When he had to deliver, he did. All right, TJ. So it looks like we still got a division to decide here. The Indians up 2 with 2 left.
Let's go Indians or other team. Who's the other team?
The other team is the Nationals. One of them is going to win the division, and they just get to play a team that finished well below 500. Let's go to the 29th. And there you go. The Indians win the division.
Boom.
So we're set.
Like I drew it up.
We're set. Let me move ahead to the 30th. I guess I could say to the end of the regular season, right? Yeah, today
You
the
could do
regular
that,
season ends.
because then we can get our postseason
That's right.
thingamabobber with the lines and stuff.
So let's do this. So again, this is by no means the official out of the park baseball decade, team of the decade declaration. This is just us having fun with accidental and purposeful madness.
This might be the least official
Yes.
thing we've ever done.
There's no might. This is the least official. This is just having fun with out of the park baseball. That's exactly what this is. You know, what I think we will do, TJ, though, is do the official version of our team of the decade, right? We'll run through the simulation module. We'll get all the settings. We'll put it all together the way we've done it. Because I would be interested to see what out of the park baseball really does think about whether, about which of the 10 teams that won the World Series truly was the best. That would be interesting to find out. And again, I'm going to lean heavily on the Nationals. I think it loves those 2019 Nationals. All right, so there you go, TJ. Your Indians, the 2017 Indians and the 2011 Phillies. Neither team won a World Series. They both won the division. Regular season champions. What will they do in the postseason? What will they do? Let's take a look.
Well, they might do the same thing they did the real time that they got to the World Series.
So, all right, let me move to tomorrow.
The Indians made it to the World Series. Did that Phillies team make it to the World Series?
No. Wait. No,
No,
they did
Cardinals
not.
won it that year. Yeah.
Yes, they did. I mean, yes, the Cardinals won it. The Phillies did not make the World Series.
They did make that division series go to 5 games, though. And was that the David Freese walk-off game? Sounds like something that probably happened.
When was the no-hitter? When was the Halladay playoffs no-hitter? And who was that against? Was that series?
It was not, Rich.
Wasn't it against the Cardinals? Or am I completely misremembering that?
Look, Rich, I don't know. You might just be making up stuff here.
Well, I forgot. I don't have the...
No, Rich, it was the year before against the Reds.
Okay. There you go. Thank you for that clarification.
Game 6 was the Freeze game. My bad.
Okay. All right, so let's take a look at some. Leaders here. Let's see who won. Let's see who won the awards. Where are we going here? So
listen, Rich, I'll tell you who really won.
What's that?
All of us.
Altuve wins the batting title with a 380. Martinez, 34 homers. Jose Ramirez, 117 RBI. No triple crown. Or even close. But JD Martinez, 34 homers. An even 300, 34 and 114. That's your MVP, right? Right? 300, 34 and 114?
Yes. Probably.
I would think it would have to be. Unless you're looking at stuff like WAR. But he wasn't even in the top 6.
And
that's interesting.
It's kind of good.
Yeah. That's a good point. 436 on base, 574 slugging. What's that?
A lot of yellow on that screen. Now that I
Yeah.
look at it.
Yeah, maybe my MVP declaration was a little quick. Stolen bases, 76 stolen bases. Who has 76 stolen bases? That would be Jared Dyson. 76.
Gerard.
Could be.
It's a lot.
That's a lot of
Ellsbury
stolen bases.
See, keep Ellsbury healthy. He can steal 49 bases.
You
for
sure
you.
can. Look at that. And look at Shane Victorino, 45 of them himself. Very impressive. Yeah, it's probably just Gerard Dyson. You're right. Interesting. Did we get 2 20-game winners? We did. Matt Cain and Roy Halladay both get 20 wins. Matt Cain with 21 victories. Halladay wins the ERA title by a landslide, 192. Tim Hudson loses 24 games. No injuries will do that to a pitcher.
No,
Wow,
Huddy.
Three pitchers lost 20 more games. Hudson, Porcello. Oh no, and Gibson. I was about to say Kirk Gibson. Yes, I was. I was about to make that mistake. Not Kirk Gibson. It's Kyle Gibson. I know that. But yeah, no injuries. And once again, in one division, the DH, and in another division, no DH. Including just crushing the poor Royals and Red Sox, who had no DH.
Opponents hit 215 against Justin Verlander.
Wow. Is that good for a pitcher?
That's slightly good.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Halladay had a rough second part of the season because wasn't his ERA plus like 297 or something?
I think it was. You're right. Well, he finished 20-5 with a 192. I mean, how couldn't have been that rough? 20-5 with a 192. Man. 24 walks, 159 strikeouts, and 229 2/3 innings. Wow. Unbelievable. Good stuff.
Colors Jr. 6'3", 6.3 WAR. Not bad.
So the playoffs are set, DJ. Tomorrow, we've got, in one league, the 2016 Cubs battling the 2011 Phillies. And that will be with DHs.
Cubs got it. Cubs got it in the bag.
And then you've got...
That's a short series too, right? 5 games?
Yes, best of 5. The 2018 Red Sox against the 2010 Giants.
Should be interesting.
On the other side, you've got they lost 89 games, but the 2011 St. Louis Cardinals will get to play the 105-game winning Cleveland Indians of 2017. Again, non-World Series winning team. But hey, you know what? The Cardinals won the World Series in real life. The Indians did not. So that's how it goes, right? Why they play the games.
I feel like we're going to have some upsets when we get in these playoffs.
And then look at this, man. This might be the best of them all, which is the 2017 Astros against the 2019 Nationals.
So the teams that won both divisions didn't win the World Series.
Correct.
All the other teams in the playoffs did.
You are correct. You are absolutely right.
Baseball's
Nailed
a crazy
it.
game. I love it.
Nicely done. And really, I mean, the 2015 Mets never had a shot. They lost 97 games. The 2019 Twins lost 94 games. So they didn't have a shot either.
You need to start a pitcher. You need some big arms.
I mean,
things happen.
What happened with the Twins? We haven't looked at them once. What happened with those guys?
Or the Red Sox, a 389 winning percentage.
Well, no DH. Let's look at. Let's see. Yeah, rough. No power. Oh, yeah. Cruz hit 23 and 80. Kapler 21 and 74. That's not terrible. But I mean, this is a home run hitting team. That's all they do. So if they're not getting 35 or 40, they're not scoring.
Yeah, but their best starting pitcher had a 4 ERA, so that probably didn't help.
Yeah. Rough year for the 2019 Twins. But the Cards fans are in full effect.
Oh, Jorge Polanco. We just had to release Jorge Polanco in 2024 of our Redbirds Rising franchise.
Oh, really? That's right. So we're set. 2016 Cubs versus 2011 Phillies. Cubs are going to roll out. What's the rotation going to be for the Cubs?
Arrieta, Hendricks, and
Lester?
They have...
Okay. It'll be interesting to see what the Phillies. Okay, so you got Hendricks and Halladay in game 1, Arrieta, Hamels game 2, Blanton, Lackey game 3. And then they're throwing Hamill in game 4 against Oswalt. Then Lester and Lee in game 5. So as it's set right now, no one is starting 2 games. Both are going out with their 5 pitchers, which would not happen. Right? There's no way they would roll 5 guys, or would they? And then just have each of the other 5 guys right behind them. They could.
They also have a very
when you
good
have
set of
that
5
many
guys.
arms, right?
Yeah, they both have good sets of 5, so you never know. When it gets down to it, they might switch one out.
Meanwhile, over in the with the 2010 Giants, they have Lincecum, Bumgarner, Zito, Kane, who won 21 games in the regular season, doesn't get a start until game 4. So yeah, there's some interesting choices being made in the playoffs, which may change between now and the time when they start, perhaps. And that could also be based upon whatever choices were made at the end of the regular season as well.
Red Sox may just pitch Nathan Eovaldi in all those games.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, well, this is going to be fun. Tomorrow night we'll do the playoffs. And exactly how we're going to do them, we'll see. We might watch a game or two, maybe. Check it out, possibly. It's going to be fun, TJ. What do you say? We do it again tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern?
I'm very excited. We should definitely do that.
Excellent.
Lee Arthur Rhodes in the bullpen for the Cardinals? Let's go.
There you go. All right. Well, hey, thank you, everybody, for being here. As mentioned, the winter sale is going on right now. And that means that Out of the Park Baseball is available for 75% off. It is only $4.99. Chances are that you are already someone who has Out of the Park Baseball 20 for that. Thank you very much. If you know somebody that you think would like something like Out of the Park Baseball, let them know. It means a lot coming from somebody they know, as opposed to coming from getting targeted on social media or otherwise just stumbling upon it, accidentally. So let people know about Out of the Park Baseball. We appreciate it. Also, for between now and 1 p.m. Eastern on January 2nd, Perfect Points are on sale, as well as historical packs are available. That is, that's a whole lot of fun, and we are having a great time this year with Perfect Team. And the historical packs give you a guaranteed gold, and every single player is historical, and they're great for a lot of different reasons. And again, now through January 2nd at 1 p.m. Eastern, if you bought Perfect Points during the stream tonight, hit me up, we'll match them. That's what we do around here. And for everyone on the stream, you guys know how to get in touch with me. Reach out to me on Discord, reach out to me on Twitter. There's a bunch of different ways. You guys know how to do that. So I wanted to make sure you're aware of that. Also, while we're here, TJ, I want to make sure that you know that Out of the Park Now is the podcast, podcast of Out of the Park Developments every Tuesday that comes out. This past week, you had me and your good friend, TJ Paul Spohr, join us, and we talked all about what's going on in the world of baseball. He's
Great
awesome.
guy, tall guy.
Very tall. Sneaky tall. Like, first time I met him, I was like, wow, he's really tall. And he's awesome. Love Paul Spohr. He's great. And we also have the Franchise Hockey Manager guys on, because Franchise Hockey Manager 6 is 50% off, just $19.99 right now as well, until 1 p.m. Eastern on January 2nd. We have those guys come on and talk about some fun ways to get started in that, because there's a lot of new players of that game. TJ, did you know that?
Twice the price.
Did you know that on Steam the reviews are overwhelmingly positive for Franchise Hockey Manager 6?
Is
it's awesome.
it?
Yep.
Are they? I guess would be the quick proper.
We're very happy about that.
Nice.
Very happy about that. And also today, TJ, the latest episode of the Kevin Kennedy Show came out. Kevin Kennedy.
I listened to it.
He
A must listen.
used to manage the Boston Red Sox and the Texas Rangers, not at the same time, which would have been even more impressive. But he managed both of those teams. And he was an analyst on Fox for like 10 years. And he's got a Sirius XM radio show now. And he does analysis for the Dodgers. And he also played in the major leagues. He's the best.
A jack of all trades.
He's the best. And every Thursday, we produce the Kevin Kennedy Show. And we just talk about baseball. Sometimes we talk about baseball from 30 years ago. Sometimes we talk about baseball from yesterday and today. It all depends on what's going on. Today, the latest episode came out. We talked just about the latest signings all across Major League Baseball. Like Ryu going to the Blue Jays. Chris Jardine's club picking him up, leaving the Dodgers.
Excited.
That's a big deal. That's a big deal. All sorts of good stuff. So check that out as well. So thank you, everybody, very much for being here. We really appreciate it very much. TJ, thank you for being here.
Rich, I appreciate the invite.
That was awesome of you.
I love to chit chat with you and tell you random facts about some of our favorite days in sports history.
It's like throwback to Press Row Podcast 2009, right? 2010?
Yes.
Something like that. Been a long time.
It's like a throwback to September 4th, obviously, Doyle Alexander's birthday.
Yes. Long
Rich,
time
why
Tigers
is Doyle
pitcher.
Alexander, and why is he very important to me?
Well, I know that he pitched for the Tigers for a long time. I don't think that answers your question, though.
It does not answer my question, Rich.
Excuse me.
Because he's very important to me, because after a slow start with the Braves in 1987, he was traded to the Tigers for a young man named John Smoltz, whose birthday we've already covered in this stream. I don't remember what day it was. Happy birthday, John Smoltz. Happy birthday, Doyle Alexander. Happy belated birthday to everybody I missed this year. And happy pre-belated birthday to everybody I will miss next year.
We'll be right back here tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern, with the playoffs and the wildly unofficial Out of the Park Baseball 20 Team of the Decade, 2010 to 2019. TJ, thank you for being here. We'll do this again tomorrow. You're the man. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. As always, we appreciate it. This was a lot of fun.